Wow, this really sucks.
We'll figure it out, babe. We'll get through it.
Love you.
Love you too.
Hi, my name is Crystal and I'm a patient at your office. I had some x-rays taken and I wanted to see if those could be sent over to me.
Yeah, we got them right now.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, bye. The doctor said he wanted to talk to me, so I guess we'll just do that soon. I'm just waiting to get the actual copy of the x-ray so I can look at it with him.
Okay.
Hey, good morning. I got my x-rays earlier today. Yeah, I see that. So is there a reason this happened? Like something that I have done? I feel like I'm really young. There's a lot I want to do, so what can I do? Is it reversible? Is there something I can do so it doesn't, so I don't become like my dad, because he's not active at all, and kind of let this sink in for a little bit, and yeah, we'll call you for our next appointment. Sucks. Wow, it's been a hot minute since I've been back in the USA after walking the Camino, and from that experience there was a lot that didn't get put into our Camino series, and when I landed back in the USA, I had some health issues I had to tend to, and it wasn't that I necessarily wanted to keep it from telling all of you, but for those of you that are new to the channel, or maybe you just started watching since I did the Camino series, before I went on the Camino, I was in Mexico and I got really, really sick. I had a terrible salmonella infection, and it was extremely painful, and even after I'd gotten the medicine and got discharged from the hospital after 3 days of being in there on and off in Mexico, it was a really just challenging experience. I decided to still walk the Camino despite not feeling my best. And that was an intentional decision, and I thought I might just feel better after a while. But once I was walking on the Camino, I realized that some of my health issues were not going away. I was extremely tired during the entire 2 months that I was in France and Spain. I was super tired. I had no energy, and I'm only 38 years old. And I felt like I was like 85 by the afternoon. And so I had originally planned to stay after the Camino in Europe and after Scotland, and was going to travel around and do all these things. But ultimately, I decided to come home because things weren't getting better. And I had to make an appointment with the doctor and get a bunch of tests done. I've had so many tests done to try to figure out what was going on because things only got worse when I came to the USA. I felt tired by 10 a.m. It was like I would have breakfast and then I was ready for a nap. My memory was really bad. My anxiety was sky high. I was shaking a lot and my body was not functioning well. I couldn't digest any food, which was so terrible. And I tried everything. Being that I had a health practice or used to have a health practice, I generally know what to do. And a lot of it, my health practice was focused on gut health. And that's when I was like, okay, things are not getting better. So I decided to go to a doctor and see somebody, do all these tests. And I realized that I had a post-Salmonella SIBO infection. If you're not familiar with that is, it's basically like good bacteria is growing where it shouldn't be growing. And it just messed me up on a physical, emotional, and mental level because your gut really affects everything. So I was also having a lot of pain in my lower back as well. So I was just like, what is happening? I just did this amazing thing and my body's now reacting in this really odd way. So after learning that, I didn't eat for 3 weeks and I'm just finishing up that now. I haven't ate in 3 weeks and I haven't been able to drink anything other than water or tea either. Just plain tea, no milk or not even lemon water I couldn't have. And it's part of my healing process to get rid of this is to basically change my gut microbiome, so to speak. That's a really like simplified way of putting all of this. But it's been a really interesting journey to basically be fasting for 3 weeks. I have had this powder that I've been drinking that provides me with the nutrients and everything so that I wouldn't, keel over. And it's been a great practice in, I don't know, self-control, but in just honoring my body and where it's at. I'm not new to this sort of thing. I've had a lot of health issues. For those that are not familiar, I haven't gone in too much detail ever about it, but I used to be disabled and I know what it's like to be really, really sick and not able to be active in life or do anything you want to do. That's why travel to me is so, so important, is because I know the effort that I had to go through and the struggles and the pain that I had to do to be able to get to the point where I am now. So coming back and seeing that just kind of plummet after Mexico was difficult because I've dealt with that so many times in my life before. And some of you might be able to relate to that, not feeling like you're able to do things you want, whether it be travel, whether it be having a career or something else, just because your health is not doing well. So it's been an interesting journey. So on top of that, I was having a lot of lower back pain as well. And I was like, what is going on? I feel like my whole body is just kind of almost like caving in on itself. I was able to go to a doctor that works in spinal health, and I got the news that I have a degenerative disc in my back. It's causing a lot of pain, and I also have hip bursitis. They think, just from my x-rays learning that about the disc and hip bursitis, they just believe that's what's going on because I'm just having this pain all over. And that has been really hard to hear that I have these things going on. My dad, it's hereditary. He has basically no discs in his back, which basically makes you feel like it's just like bone on bone, and so it's this constant pain. Some of you might also have had this. I'm really young. I'm only 38 to have this also happen, and it's thrown me for a mental curveball. After I walked the Camino, I had this, I guess, this recoupling. I don't know if that would really be the right word, but with my younger self, because I was an athlete when I was younger. And it brought me back to that place of wanting to be more active. And I fell in love with walking on the Camino. And I have so many different ideas for going to all these different walks around the world. So when I heard that, in a way, it kind of felt debilitating at the moment. But now I feel, since I've been able to sit with that for some time, that I'm not going to let it stop me. And I truly believe that physical health issues often present themselves as a path to our life's purpose. When I had my health practice, I would say that was true with every single person I worked with, that there was also an underlying emotional or spiritual reason that a physical ailment presents itself. And that's different for everybody what that is. So I'm really seeing this right now as universe, spirit, however you want to put that, as guiding me to being on my life's path. And maybe that's about me being more active, because I have to take steps now to stay healthy in a different way than I have been for the past probably 10 years. And a part of it feels super overwhelming, but I'm not going to let a little bit of, I don't even want to call it bad news and put a label on it, but this news make my decisions for me. Let fear make the decision for me and just go, well, now I can't do anything because of this XYZ. I really want to be proactive and change the story around it and make it actually be a motivator for me to do more in life. So I've been really sitting with that and working with that ever since the Camino's ended, is these two things kind of compiling itself. And it's like going on another Camino, another inward journey and a really physical journey. I'm going to turn this off. This is getting really hot. Oh, this thing heats up really fast. So yeah, I'm in a place right now of just settled into, I guess, acceptance and motivating myself to not have things go further, to reverse some things. The degenerative disc is apparently not reversible. SIBO, I still have to take a test and see if I'm clear with it. I do not know if my if I can actually eat at this point. I do not know how my body is going to deal with that. So, and I have a lot of big plans in my life. So I'm not going to stop. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do, but I thought we'd brainstorm together. And so I hope you all are ready for the journey that we're about to go on. I think it'll be interesting. I don't know quite what's going to happen. Okay, people. We need to make a list for Operation Healing. I don't know. I feel like I need a really cool name for the journey that I'm about to go on. Anyways, we're gonna make a plan. Okay, I have gut health stuff and I have my back stuff. So first order of business, let's go for my back stuff. That feels a little bit easier to start with. 1, I want to find a personal trainer that will work online with me. So one of the things that the chiropractor and the doctor told me is that I need to stay in shape. I need to strengthen my core and my glutes and just overall stay in really good shape pretty much for the rest of my life. So I'm going to find a personal trainer that can help me and can make sure that I can continue to walk and be really active. So hiring a personal trainer seems pretty much at the top of that list. 2, regular chiro. 3, regular massage to help with the pain. I love massage, so this is not a hard one. I should probably put out 4, redo my budget to include all of the above. So I'll probably have to stop buying so much chocolate. It's kind of a big expense for me. Redo my budget. So personal trainer, regular chiro, regular massage, redo my budget to handle all of the above. Feel pretty good about that. Okay, Now let's go on to the gut. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Okay, I'm making my list
Oh,
for all the things that I have to do.
Mm,
So I have my personal trainer that I need to hire, regular chiro, regular massage, and we do our budget so that we can pay for all these things.
okay.
That seems pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Okay, next stuff is I need to take my SIBO test to see if I still have it. I feel pretty hopeful on that one that I don't. I need to start reintroducing food. Then I think one of my biggest fears for traveling again is I've had so many gut issues in my past. And I noticed on the Camino, like I'll just tell you all, I couldn't poop without laxatives. Like I was on laxatives the entire time I was on the Camino, and I had to like specifically time them out so I could use the bathroom. It was pretty bad, not cool. So I would like to find something that I can take on the walks that would be healthy and that I know I'm getting my nutrients, because no matter what, I have a hard time digesting grains. And I feel like that's a lot of hiking food is sandwiches and things like that. So I want to find something that I can bring when I walk so that I feel like I can still be healthy, even if there's not that healthy of food, because the Camino, I think, really good. So find nutritional, I don't want to say supplement, but maybe like some sort of like powder, but it's not necessarily protein powder, but something that's really healthy. I have a couple in mind that we might use for daily intake while I'm healing my gut and for walks.
Cool.
I feel like those are the journey. Am I forgetting anything? Oh, I know what I forgot. Start walking more, because I don't want to stop. So I feel like I need to at least get in a few miles a day, because on the Camino, it was pretty painful on my feet. I also found out I have high arches, and the podiatrist said, it's not the shoes, it's your feet that's the issue. So start walking, and I want custom insoles.
There you go.
So I need to also make an appointment with the podiatrist here so I can get custom insoles so I can prevent also any issues with my feet again. I feel like this is a pretty good list. I'm gonna begin. Start this thing. I'm choosing to define this particular news in my life as a way of becoming more me, the little girl who wanted to be an athlete and travel the world. And while having pain every single day seems like it might be a roadblock, it actually might just be the exact thing I need to bring me back to my core passion and purpose in this world. So I'm going to do everything I can to look at this as a gift and as a way forward. A way forward into what exactly, I'm not sure. But I trust that it'll present itself as I just keep putting one foot in front of the other.